Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chairperson. The statements on international security and international trade is an important opportunity for us TDs here to have our say. Over the last number of weeks and months, we've had a lot of people speaking here in relation to our neutrality and our participation, we'll say, in what's happening across the world. The Taoiseach only recently said that, as far as he's concerned, that we need to spend a lot more money on our defence, and I actually agree with that. But it is hugely important that that money is spent on improvements in relation to the people that are in the defence force in this country, and in relation to equipment that's needed in this country to bring us up to some kind of a standard, because we have no standards the way we stand at this present time. I would have serious reservations about sending our defence forces at any stage to countries where there's conflict going on, even if there is a peace talks, because a lot of these peace talks don't work out, and sending our small number of defence force people out there to try and I suppose negotiate and try and keep peace in those countries could lead to an awful lot of loss of life for Irish defence forces. And the defence force are angry. They're hurt out there because they've been, mistreated down through the years, and I think that successive governments have failed to deliver for the defence force, for their everyday living, and now we're talking about spending astronomical amount of money all of a sudden to change things around. But where is that money going to be spent? It's got to be asked. It's not long ago when we flew a helicopter up into the air and the door fell out in the defence forces. It's not long ago when a Russian ship was circling our island within our own zones, claiming that they were going to carry out exercises that would have led to maybe the loss of massive amounts of fish in our country, and it took the fishermen from Castletown Bear to go out and negotiate with them and to bring get them to accept that it wasn't going to work. And also the cables that are underground here, underwater here off our shores, they're not being properly protected. So that's where we need to spend money, is protecting from what is going on in this country, but also protecting outside of our coastline, to make sure that we are a nation that actually spends money on our own defence force, on protecting our own country, and that we are always accepting that we are a neutral country. And I think that's the one thing that we have maybe failed down through the years is to get that point across stronger and stronger, is that we're a neutral country. We don't involve ourselves in wars, other people's wars out there. We certainly can voice our opinions, and that brings me on to the next point, is about international trade. First of all, as pointed out to me in West Cork recently by a very intelligent man, he said the first people to implement any tariffs in this country was Ireland. You try and bring in a vehicle from England. It's called VRT or some other kind of a fancy name. So there was no problem in putting tariffs on vehicles here when it suited ourselves if we were to buy vehicles. But the meeting, I want to move on to the meeting in relation to with Micheál Martin, which I fully agree that he was right to meet with Donald Trump, because we have no hope of resolving any issues if we stand outside the door. And Mary Lou McDonald's stance on that was wrong, I think, in the SDLP and the Alliance Party also.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.